A lot of people think EVs have to be boring, but simply I don't think that's the case. A lot of EVs can be really eye-catching, and they're not just about being eco-friendly, they're packed with cutting-edge tech, jaw-dropping performance, and features that'll make you want to ditch gas for good. But hey, no car is perfect, so we'll talk about the pros and cons of each model, and let's get started. Number 1, with the best luxury EV, it's easily the Tesla Model S Plaid. The Model S or the Model S Plaid, you could technically interchange the two. The Plaid is a little bit faster, and by little bit, I mean a lot faster. I think the Tesla Model S Plaid is literally the fastest production car out there, doing 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 1.99 seconds, which is absolutely crazy. It has a tri-motor setup which delivers over 1,000 horsepower, and the range? For a performance car, it gets 400 miles on a single charge, which is very impressive for a car that can do 0 to 60 in just 1.99 seconds. And I guess you could see that the interior is minimalist with that massive 17-inch touchscreen. I personally don't like it, but a lot of people do like this minimalist design. So yeah. But it's not all perfect, however, because consumers of this car can feel that the ride is a little bit stiff, and that yoke steering wheel, while it does look futuristic, is awful and not everyone's cup of tea. Also, the build quality of the Model S Plaid has improved a little bit, but it still doesn't come close to some likes of the German EVs, like BMW and Mercedes. But however, if you still want the fastest EV, if you still want the most updated EV and the most EV with the most software support, the Model S Plaid is the way to go. Now, coming in for number 2 with the most affordable EV, we're going to speak about the Chevrolet Bolt EUV. The car starts at $30,000, and in my opinion, it's one of the best EVs for budget-conscious buyers. It offers a solid but not great 250 miles of range, and thanks to its compact size, it's perfect for city driving. So if you've got a daughter or your wife or your sister, you know, I'm not saying that women can't drive, but I'm just saying as an example, this car is perfect for them because it's quite small and it has good range. Interior is surprisingly spacious, and it comes with great features like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is kind of, standard across all cars nowadays. Now, the only downside that consumers are reporting with the Chevy Bolt is its charging time. It takes about an hour to charge from 10 to 80 on a fast charger. This is slower than some EVs in comparison. And while the interior is practical and spacious, it doesn't feel as premium because, at the end of the day, you're buying a budget EV. Now here we go ahead to the luxury SUV EV department, the Cadillac Escalade IQ. This car just looks wonderful, it drives wonderful. The car is expensive, starts at $130,000, but hey, you're paying for the most luxurious electrical SUV out there. And for its size, it gets a whopping 460 miles of range, which is just crazy. It goes 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds, and it has 24-inch wheels. That's insane. Like if you thought 21 was big, you should see the 24s on this thing. It's out of this world. The tech in this car is absolutely crazy. I think GM is going all out with their tech for 2025. It's got a massive OLED screen, just all around a nice car to look at with good tech. However, like I said, not all cars is perfect, and consumers do report that the car, one, is too big because, it's an Escalade, that's what it's supposed to be. And of course, its price, it starts at around $130,000, definitely not cheap. You can get one used for a little bit less, but it's still way more expensive than the rest of the competitors. Now let's move over to the sports car EV, a sport EV, I don't even know what to say. And it is the Porsche Taycan. I don't think there's any competitor to this. The Porsche Taycan is the best. It's basically everything that the Model S does, but it's even more luxurious with better build quality. And it's a Porsche, it handles very well, and it has instant electric torque. However, it is more expensive than the Model S and starts at around $90,000. But you can easily opt into $150,000 or more. Now the range is decent, however, it is less than the Model S, being at around 250 to 300 miles depending on your options. And like I said, the interior is simply amazing for this car, and the build quality is just great. And like I mentioned, the range is its only downside with this car, as competitors do have more range. But if you're living in a city with, EV chargers, every 200 miles, you should be a-okay. Now let's get to the best family EV, which is the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Hyundai has been pulling some huge moves in the EV industry lately, And this car, in my opinion, just does it all for a family. It's a fantastic all-rounder with a retro-futuristic design, up to 300 miles of range, and ultra-fast charging. And by ultra-fast, I mean ultra-fast, like this car can go from 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes on a 350 kilowatt charger, which is simply insane. Like, my phone doesn't charge that fast. The interior is spacious, packed with tech, like all EVs are, but the tech here is especially nice and useful, making it a great family car. The cons, however, with this car is that the ride can feel a bit firm and the rear visibility isn't the best due to its retro design. And of course, the Ioniq 5 being a family car, you won't get a lot of the premium features you'd get in a Model S or a Plaid, or even a Model X for that matter. Now, coming in for the best overall EV, this one is tricky because everybody has different preferences. But if I had to pick one EV that balances most of these factors exceptionally well, it would be the Tesla Model Y. I mean, just jumping into the pros, the first pro that this car has is its range. The long-range version offers up to 330 miles on a single charge, making it one of the most practical EVs for daily use and road trips. It's pretty quick too, going from 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds, and even the base model feels zippy and responsive. And of course, the charging network that Tesla has is super reliable. It's fast and it's widely available, making long-distance travel a breeze if you have a Tesla. Now, not to mention, it is very practical, being a crossover SUV with ample cargo space, and the Model Y has consistently earned top safety ratings with features like collision avoidance, emergency brakings, and a reinforced battery pack for added protection. Now, coming into the cons of this EV, as it is with all Teslas, the build quality isn't the best. It has improved over past years, but it still isn't comparable, like I said, to German manufacturers. And the price isn't the cheapest. It starts at around $50,000. So it's not very expensive, but it's not very cheap either, making it a perfect mid-range in my opinion. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't talk about some Chinese EVs, it's the fact that most US-based people, or most of my viewers, can't buy them. So I'm really sorry, but that's just how the world works nowadays. That being said though, feel free to give me any of your recommendations in the comments. If you agreed, disagreed with some of these entries, go ahead and say them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, and if you like my channel, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Alexer out.